To close out this extraordinary evening, I'd like to invite our exceptionally dedicated president, Phyllis Greenberg Heideman, president of the International March of the Living.
Good evening to each of you. As he has done so beautifully this evening, in his own words, Max has shared with countless of participants on the March of the Living not only his personal story of survival, but his belief in understanding of how very vital our commitment to the messages of memory are to the meaning of our lives. For over 20 years, March of the Living students have had the opportunity to benefit from Max's gentle demeanor, his intuitive wisdom, and his belief in our personal responsibility to protect the early chapters in our communal book of life, even as we strive to preserve a better future in the foregoing chapters. Since its inception in 1988, the International March of the Living has been devoted to an unwavering mission to educate the next generation on the historical truths of our Jewish communal past. We see memory as a means to improvement. We see truth as fundamental to our existence. We feel morally compelled to remember the 6 million of our ancestors who so brutally met their death during the Holocaust. And we feel passionately driven to honor and pay tribute to those fortunate enough to survive the atrocities that they faced during this most bleak and dark time in Jewish and world history. As we approach our 32nd march from Auschwitz to Birkenau on Yom HaShoah this April, we will be joined once again by 10,000 participants, students, adults, survivors, clergy, law enforcement, professors, educators, and world leaders from 150 communities around this globe. We will stand together against the evils of anti-Semitism, of hatred, bigotry, and prejudice in all their ugly forms and natures. We believe that together we are making a difference, that we will remember and we will never forget. In this year of 2020, the year of vision, it is our fervent hope that humanity will strive to see the truths of reality more clearly. We are grateful for the vision of our founders who long ago sought to understand our moral obligation to remember the past as we prepare to grasp the future and pass it on to the next generation. And we are very grateful for the physical fortitude, the inner strength, and the will of Max Eisen. It is through your words, Max, and countless others like you, who brace yourselves to face unbearable memories, open your hearts, and share with us descriptive stories of daily life during your youth, explanation and in-depth analyses of the events which shaped the lives of so many, and the introspective impact of the lessons of the Shoah on all the peoples of the world. I am very pleased tonight on behalf of the Board of Directors of the International March of the Living to publicly thank you, Max, for showing us that the will to live can and must remain alive within each of us, against all odds and against all evils. You serve as a true role model for our young people, the leaders of tomorrow, the witnesses for the witnesses. Your resilience is remarkable. Your commitment to memory is inspiring, and your ability to motivate is very enviable. We are fortunate to have you as a torchbearer of memory and truth, and their meaning and their importance, the relevance they have to our lives. We read in Pirkei Avot, the Ethics of the Fathers, in chapter 2, that, and I quote, "It is not incumbent upon you to complete the task, but neither are you free to desist from it." My friend Max, you and the very way that you have led your life exemplify that most prophetic ethic. We at the March of the Living join you in steadfast commitment to memory and to education. I pray deeply our educational journey together will continue for many, many more years to come, as together we march in the common goal of learning from the past to preserve a better future. I would like to take a moment to thank all our distinguished guests for joining us this evening, for our partners in the recordation and transmission of memory, and to each one of you who have seen fit to join us this evening for this very special moment in time. I wish you a pleasant rest of the evening, safe travels home, and I will remind you that Max, our dear Max, will be signing books in the Book Museum gift shop at the conclusion of the program. Thank you. Call to.